Hello folks, I hope that you're having just a great day today. Today we're going to be taking a look at H.P. Lovecraft's short story, Pickman's Model, which I have a copy of in this collection of H.P. Lovecraft's Dream Cycle. It's not in his Dream Cycle, but there are a few short stories that he wrote that are in this Dream Cycle because there just aren't enough spaces in some of his other works for you. So what I'll do is I'll link it to this collection in the comments below, or as well as also just linking you generally to the free version that's online. So since out of copyright, all of H.P. Lovecraft stuff's online, so you can also do that too if you want, based on however your preference is on reading. So H.P. Lovecraft's Pickman's Model is a horror short story that is set in Boston, one of America's oldest cities. And this city and setting is suitable, I think, for the short story. It feels like it's set in Boston. It has the age of Boston, the older feel to it. You could feel the centuries and the buildings and the story and the words that Lovecraft uses to tell the story. So this uses the age of Boston, and it's very well, I think, in this horror short story. But the basic point of this short story is that we open up with our main character, and this main character in a short story is told through dialogue, not through a traditional prose like first hand or second hand or third hand. It's not told through diaries or something like that. It's actually told through one person telling another person, his friend Elliot, about a short story in a short story format. But he's telling him about something that's happened. We find out early on that he has avoided subways and basements of buildings, including his own, ever since something happens. And then they go to a place and start drinking, and he starts telling his friend Elliot everything that happened to him and why he is somebody who's in the Middle Ages. He's not a kid anymore. He's not somebody who ever would be put off or afraid by something small, but something major's happened to him, and we'll find out. And we'll find out that this is because of a great painter and artist who lives in Boston, whose name is Robert Upton Pickman. And Pickman is, I guess if you will, the secondary character of the short story, the person about whom the short story is named. Now, Pickman's Model is one of my favorite short stories in this collection. It stays with you for a while. It's only about 12 pages long, and it won't take too much of your time, but pretty soon you'll find out a lot about Pickman, a lot about Boston, a lot about things that are happening, and it's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. And but it's definitely disquieting, it's unsetting. All the art that happens is definitely well described, I think, by H.P. Lovecraft. I think he's hitting on all of his cylinders with this short story I'm giving it. Lovecraft's a great writer, and definitely stays with you. So I'm giving it, it's probably between an 8 and a 9 out of 10. But I don't like to do halves. So instead of doing 8.5 out of 10, I'll just round it up to 9. I reread it last night for the second time. It's always been something that stayed with me. It's also been something that has been influenced in the genre or in other things. It's not set in H.P. Lovecraft's mythos, Cthulhu mythos, but there are some later things. For example, Lawrence Watt Evans does a short story that is set in the Lovecraft mythos. And that short story is called Pickman's Modem, which is clearly influenced by Pickman's Model. And Pickman's Model is also in video games, like particularly a Fallout game that's set in Boston, and that Fallout game is there, and it has Pickman's model as a place you can go to and a quest. So it's definitely been an influence. I think it's one of Lovecraft's stronger works in that he did, especially those outside of the mythos that are read and enjoyed by people today. So again, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. It's more of an 8.5, but I'll round it up to 9. And there you are. Again, I'll link you to it. Have you read Pickman's model? If so, what'd you think about it? I would be more than happy to engage with it further in the comments below, whatever your take is. If you like this video, please feel encouraged to hit subscribe, because there'll be a lot more of these following horror like this one, fantasy and science fiction. And then finally, hey, I want to thank you so much for taking some time out of your day and investing in watching my video. We all have so many things that are happening in our lives, and we're being pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spent this time with me is incredibly humbling, and I appreciate it. So thanks again, and have a great day.